Hello, my name is Joshua Brown from the interview training company howtobecome.com, and in this presentation I will teach you how to pass your Wells Fargo interview. So if you have a Wells Fargo bank interview coming up for any role whatsoever, whether it's for a job at a local branch or at the corporate head office, then please make sure you watch this video from start to finish, because I'm going to help you to stand out and succeed. To achieve that goal, this is what I'll cover. I'll start off by giving you a list of Wells Fargo interview questions that I strongly recommend you prepare for. I'll provide you with example high-scoring answers to those questions to help you to succeed. Plus, I'll also make sure to give you some essential tips for passing your Wells Fargo interview before finally telling you how you can download further resources, including all of the answers to help you to prepare. And just very quickly, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I want to help you to pass your Wells Fargo interview, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. And please don't forget to hit that like button, because this tells me you find these tutorials useful. Okay, let's take a look at that first Wells Fargo interview question that I recommend you prepare for, which is tell me about yourself. Now, this interview question is one that frequently comes up as the very first interview question that you will have to answer in a job interview. And it's your opportunity to talk about the skills and qualities you have, not your home life or your personal life. Instead, focus on your passion for this role and the experience that you can bring to it. And finally, make sure you describe how you're going to add value to the Wells Fargo brand in the job role itself. Plus, you can also impress the hiring manager by mentioning any of Wells Fargo's core values in your answer. And another great tip here is to make sure you download the job description and focus on telling the interviewer how your skills are a perfect match to that job description. It's so important that you do that, because that job description is your blueprint for answering these interview questions and scoring highly. So for example, if on that job description they state they're looking for someone who is a team worker or someone who's hardworking and professional, then make sure you use those exact words and terms throughout your interview answers. Okay, let's take a look at a brilliant example answer to help you. Tell me about yourself. Thank you for inviting me to be interviewed for this position at Wells Fargo today. My name is Joshua, and I would describe myself as someone who's enthusiastic, cooperative, and goal-oriented, and who approaches every task with a can-do attitude. I have carefully considered the skills needed to do well in this position at Wells Fargo, and I sincerely believe that my professional experience, existing skill set, and desire to work in the financial services industry perfectly match the job description and will allow me to succeed in this role. Wells Fargo has a great reputation for quality in the market and a dedication to providing excellent customer service, which is why I'm particularly drawn to this company. Wells Fargo's emphasis on innovation and sustainability has really caught my attention, and I feel like working with Wells Fargo would provide me the chance to have a positive influence on the world. I'm a high achiever with a proven track record of achievement. For example, I achieved excellent grades in my education, and my previous manager praised me for the fact that I would willingly carry out duties outside of my job description. I love Wells Fargo's motto, "It all begins with you," as it's clear you invest in people, and it means everyone has their part to play to collaborate together and achieve a shared objective. I will always uphold your values, be dynamic, and work hard. Therefore, I'm confident that I'll be able to quickly integrate and be a positive addition to the Wells Fargo team, where I'll be able to provide you with a positive return on your investment. Outside of work, I like to keep myself fit and active, and I read self-development books, and I take good care of myself, which means my concentration and energy levels are always high when I'm at work. If you hire me as a Wells Fargo representative, I will be a great role model for the company, take ownership of challenges and problems, and I will work diligently to help you reach your commercial and financial goals. Wow, what a powerful way to answer that interview and get it off to a flying start. That's really going to grab the hiring manager's attention and make you the standout candidate. Let's take a look at the next Wells Fargo interview question, which is, why do you want to work for Wells Fargo? Now, this interview question is a tough one. It's designed to weed out those who are applying en masse to all financial organizations. The hiring managers instead want to find those that truly respect and have a passion to work for Wells Fargo. Therefore, you must demonstrate your passion for wanting to work for Wells Fargo, show that you understand their brand and their reputation, and also demonstrate that you have a commitment for wanting to work for Wells Fargo for the long term. And as a bonus tip here, take a look at their website, look at their LinkedIn profile and their social media channels, and mention any of the achievements that stood out to you that the company has accomplished. And also, don't forget to focus on that job description and how it matches what you're after in a new job role. So here's a great example answer to help you. Why do you want to work for Wells Fargo? I want to work for Wells Fargo for several reasons. Firstly, Wells Fargo has a prestigious reputation in the financial services industry and a dedication to delivering first-rate customer service. Wells Fargo shares the same values I hold as my own, such as cultivating inclusiveness and diversity, and it has a long history of innovation. I feel this will empower me to fulfill my professional potential in the financial industry. Secondly, the company's emphasis on sustainability and dedication to giving back to the communities it serves particularly appeals to me. I think that working for Wells Fargo would give me the chance to advance both my career and have a beneficial influence on the world. I'm also excited about the company's potential for advancement and expansion, and to ensure the company's ongoing success, I will always be motivated to take on new challenges and collaborate with a creative and goal-oriented staff. It's long been my ambition to work at Wells Fargo, and as such, I reached out to some of your current and previous employees on LinkedIn before applying for this position, and they all came back to me with nothing but positive things to say about your company. Overall, I think Wells Fargo is a great match for my experience and skill set, and I'm looking forward for the chance to contribute my passion and drive to the team. Now don't go anywhere, as I still have more interview questions and answers to give you, but when you're ready, click that link in the top right hand corner. It will take you through to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can download my 21 Wells Fargo interview questions and answers for all job roles to give you the edge in your interview, including the ones we're covering right now. Okay, here's the next question for you. Tell me about a time when you failed. Wow, this is a really tough one. The hiring managers at Wells Fargo want to know that you can take ownership from failure and that you can learn from it and that you do not blame others. So make sure that you do give a specific situation of when you have failed, as we've all made mistakes, and honesty is an integral value to working at Wells Fargo. So let's take a look at a brilliant example answer to that tricky interview question. Tell me about a time when you failed. In my previous employment, one particular instance stands out to me where I failed. This situation occurred because I did not manage my workload effectively. Being new to the company, I was keen to demonstrate my abilities to my employer and show them that I was a worthwhile investment for the company. On top of my own projects, I volunteered myself to take on the responsibilities of a colleague whose personal circumstances required them to take an unexpected 3 weeks of leave. Despite working to my capacity, I quickly found that I'd been unrealistic with how much I could take on top of my current projects. This resulted in one of my projects not being completed within the set time frame. I went directly to my line manager and apologised for my actions. I explained that I had failed to manage my time effectively and that I would not allow this to happen in the future. I learned a lot from this experience, and going forward, I ensured that before taking on any additional responsibilities, I thoroughly examined my current workload and set out a time plan and schedule for fitting in all additional work. Okay, the next Wells Fargo interview question is, why should we hire you? Now, my advice is to use the 5-pillar approach when answering this interview question. Pillar number 1, make sure to research Wells Fargo. Take a look at Wells Fargo history, values, and job description. Match your skills to it. Pillar number 2, be enthusiastic and passionate. Throughout your answer, show enthusiasm for the role, the company, and team, and that you'll want to provide long-term success to their company. Pillar number 3 is to explain your strengths. So my advice is to write down a list of your strengths before your interview, and then using pillar 4, match your strengths to the job description. So using the job description, match your strengths to the skills that they list. I recommend saying that you're results oriented and that you have a track record of helping others to achieve success, to name a few. And pillar number 5, make sure you provide relevant examples. So give examples of when you've demonstrated those strengths. So when answering that interview question, why should we hire you? To stand out with your answer, demonstrate your unique strengths and experience that matches Wells Fargo's values and the job description for the role. This is a great way to answer the question, and it's guaranteed to make your answer stand out. Here's a brilliant example answer to help you. Why should we hire you? I truly believe I'm a perfect fit for this position at Wells Fargo, given my skills and experience. I have a strong background in financial analysis, and I've used my knowledge to assist businesses in enhancing their bottom line. I'm particularly impressed by Wells Fargo's dedication to assisting customers in being financially successful, and I feel that my experience supports this goal. For instance, in my prior position, I assisted a small business in finding cost-saving options, which resulted in significant operational expense reductions. results. I think I can bring Wells Fargo the same degree of commitment and results-oriented attitude. I'm thrilled about the chance to work for a business with such a prestigious reputation, where I can be a positive role model for the company and make a positive impact in the team to achieve shared objectives and continue the company's growth for many years to come. That's a great answer to that interview question, why should we hire you? Let's move on to the next one. Describe a time when you faced difficulty and how did you overcome it? Again, this is a really tricky interview question to answer, but there's a reason why Wells Fargo are asking you this interview question, because at Wells Fargo, you'll regularly face challenges and you'll be expected to handle each challenge in a positive, forward-thinking way. So my advice when answering behavioral interview questions or describe a time or tell me about a time interview questions is to use the STAR technique. So the STAR method stands for S for situation. What was the situation you found yourself in? T is for task. What was the task that needed to be carried out? A is for action. What action did you take to achieve the task? And R is for result. What was the end result following your actions? So here's a brilliant example answer to help you. Describe a time when you faced difficulty and how did you overcome it? I was collaborating with a group of people on a challenging client-based assignment. With barely 2 weeks till the project's conclusion, the customer for whom we were working for called us to make a number of critical revisions. Due to the uncertainty of our ability to finish the project on time, even though we wanted to make the adjustments for the customer, this put us in a very challenging scenario. It was our task to deliver the project for the client, and I'm always determined to deliver the best possible service. Therefore, we came together as a team and made the decision to do our hardest to finish the project on time and accomplish our goals with the revisions incorporated. To increase our chances of success, the rest of the team and I both made the decision to work on the weekends. I worked an additional 7 hours each day over 2 weekends in a row alongside my co-workers, which had a significant impact on the project's production levels. We were able to incorporate the required adjustments and deliver the finished product on time, much to the client's pleasure, thanks to the extra work we all put out to finish the project on time. I am a person who will invest a great deal to accomplish whatever objective I set. I am driven, determined, and will work tirelessly in my job role whenever necessary. Now that's a really good answer to that interview question. Describe a time when you faced difficulty and how did you overcome it? Now, in preparation for your Wells Fargo interview, I also recommend you prepare answers to the following questions. Explain to me how you balance priorities when you have multiple projects on the go. What are your salary expectations in this role here at Wells Fargo? Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? What is your biggest weakness? At Wells Fargo, we pride ourselves on being client-centric. Describe a situation when you went above and beyond for a customer or client. Do you prefer working as part of a team, or are you better working alone? Describe a time when you've dealt with a difficult client. What do you hope to get out of this job with Wells Fargo? Describe a situation when you've had to work under pressure. How do you keep yourself up to date with the financial sector? Describe a time when you've managed multiple tasks all at once. How well do you work in a diverse team? Why have you chosen to work for Wells Fargo over our competitors? So the next thing to do, if you'd like to download example answers to these, plus all of the toughest Wells Fargo interview questions, is to please make sure you click that button in the top right hand corner of this video right now, head through to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can download these slides and get access to 21 Wells Fargo interview questions and high scoring answers to each question in a PDF guide. You can literally have access and the slides in your inbox within 2 minutes from now, and it's guaranteed to help you prepare effectively for your interview, and also more importantly, put you ahead of the competition. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe, as I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible pass their job interviews, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. Please also hit that like button, as that encourages me to make more videos just like this one. And if you have any questions regarding any job role, please do let me know in the comment section below, where I'll get back to you. And finally, if you'd like to connect with me on LinkedIn, I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below. It's always great to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best for your interview. Have a brilliant day.